felt like a solid middle class salary 40 years ago now requires triple the income just to tread water. Look back. Your parents could buy a decent home for around $80,000. Fast forward to today, that same home is north of $400,000.
Ace was a genius.
The middle class didn't get lazy, it got priced out. If you feel like you're doing everything right and you're still falling behind, it's not you. The system is broken. And the middle class is not shrinking by accident, it's disappearing by design. You may be wondering, what's really happening to the middle class? Let's get into it.
I don't think the middle class exists anymore. Back in 1950, the median income was $3,300 per year. It sounds really low until you realize that the median home price back then was about $7,500. So it would take you 2 years of your wages to buy a home. These days, the median income is $70,000 and the median house is $430,000. That's like 6.5 years of wages. Up. That is messed up. And the worst thing is that to be middle class in America these days, you need to make about $175,000 per year. So I don't think the middle class exists anymore. I think it's slowly becoming you either have money or you don't.
That's true. That's how I feel. It's like you either have money or you don't, man. It ain't no middle.
Y'all ever wonder why it feels like that there's no middle class anymore? Let's break down what's happening. Now, one reason why it may seem like there's no middle class anymore is because wages aren't keeping up. Now, what I mean by that is the cost of living keeps rising. Yeah, housing, healthcare, groceries, but the wages haven't grown enough to match the cost of living. Another reason is debt is everywhere. Student loans, credit cards, medical bills, things like debt keeps people living paycheck to paycheck. Or we could talk about my third reason, how good jobs just keep disappearing, like the manufacturing jobs, union jobs. Most of these jobs are getting outsourced or they're turning into automated jobs, forcing people to accept a lower paying job. Now, that brings me to my fourth reason. The wealth gap keeps growing. The rich keep getting richer while the average person struggles to build real wealth. And that's why it seems like there's no middle, because the gap is getting real far away. It seems like it's just rich and poor these days. Now, this brings me to my last reason. The cost of middle class has exploded. Owning a home, saving for retirement, raising a kid, all cost way more than they did a decade ago. But we're not making that much more than they did a decade ago. But I don't know, maybe I'm just tripping. What y'all think? Do y'all think the middle class is still here, or does it just seem like it's rich or poor to y'all as well? Let me know. I love everybody. Y'all be safe. Peace.
The middle class might be gone, man. We being honest, middle class families, when I was growing up, the middle class families was the families who their parents had like these cool jobs that paid good. So they lived in like these nice houses, you know what I'm saying? And like their parents had these like nice cars. Those are like the middle class families, you feel me? It'd be like mom, dad, probably like 2 kids. They got like a nice house. Mom got her car like for the kids. Dad got him a little whip he liked. Those were the middle class families, you know what I'm saying? Like they wasn't living large, but they was living good. And now it's just like you either living large or you surviving. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
I find it wild that the middle class is disappearing in real time, and the same force that is making people poor is actually making other people a lot richer. And I think it's so crazy that we don't teach people this in school, because when you actually learn how this works, it can be the difference between making a lot of money, having freedom, getting ahead in life, versus struggling and working really hard to get ahead, but really not being able to do much about it. And this K-shaped economy that I'm talking about, it became really prevalent during COVID, where some people's wealth started skyrocketing and other people were on the other arm going down. And you can see it this year alone. Okay, look at the S&P 500, look at the stock market. It is up over 20%, where wages are up only 4%. The key here to being on that other side of the K-shaped arm is having assets. Like think of any rich person you know. They own things. things. Because when we are printing money and there's a ton of inflation, the people who own assets, the people that own businesses and stocks and real estate, their wealth goes up. And when your money is tied to your paycheck that you are working for, and then you keep spending that paycheck not on assets but on things, you are actually just making the people that own all the assets richer. Inflation is literally a tax on the poor that makes the rich richer. That was one of the reasons I was able to go from $40,000 in debt to millionaire at 30 and switch which side of this K-shape I was on. So how can you do this? The very first thing you need to do is create some breathing room, right? If you are spending every dollar that you make, you're not going to have any money to put into assets. Start by auditing your spending for the next 30 days, negotiate your bills, negotiate your salary. Next, you're going to learn about investing. Okay, the stock market is the easiest way for 99% of people to build a lot of wealth. This is because of something called compound interest, where your money works and grows for you, and it's 100% passive. Because what you're really trying to do here is build another income stream that is not tied to you trading hours of your life for it. You want that leverage so you can make real wealth. If you want to learn more, check out my link in bio.
But baby, she was putting y'all on, man. She was putting y'all on. She was trying to teach you how to make
more money.
You know what I'm saying? With the middle class being gone, it's just looking like you got to pick a side. You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna take what you have and invest so you can go to that side, or are you gonna stay where you at, keep struggling? It's really what it's looking like. I know what side I'm gonna be on. You know what I'm saying? I know. Come with me. You know what I'm saying? Come with me. Come with me.
You look back to 1980 to 2000 to today, you can see the major problem that we're having. The writing's on the wall. Here's the average housing prices: 47K, 120, 420, 13% interest rate in 1980, then 8% in 2000, 8% today. $600 out the door payment a month, $1,200, $3,700. But here's the problem. Back in 1980, what do you think you needed to qualify for this home? $18,000 in income, but yet the median household income was $21,000. That makes sense. The average American could buy the average house. In 2000, 20 years later, same thing. $38K to qualify, $42,000 median household income. Makes sense. Then today, this is the problem. $120,000 in salary to qualify, and yet the median household income is $81,000. They cannot qualify, so people are forced to rent. But let's look at the rent prices. In 1980, you could rent for $308, which was only 17% of your income. In 2000, if you didn't want to buy, you could rent for $600, 17% of your income. Well, today, people don't have a choice. There are 100 million people right now in this country that are forced to rent, which is 29.6% of their income. So many families can't afford to buy, and they're being forced to pay these high rent prices, and that's why they're feeling the pressure. We are witnessing, this year will go down in history as the year the middle class has finally disappeared. So we need to find a solution, and we need to find one fast.
It's tough, man. You just gotta look at them and be like,
Y'all be trapping.
word up.
It's ugly out here, man. The opportunities that's gonna be coming is gonna be mind-blowing. 2025, the opportunities that are gonna be coming is gonna be mind-blowing. And if you ain't a person that was setting themselves up in preparation, you already done. You already missed out.
All right, so this video was late 2024 going into 2025. But trust me, this applies to right now.
Because
So make sure y'all listening. Start it over.
it's ugly out here, man. The opportunities that's gonna be coming is gonna be mind-blowing. 2025, the opportunities that are gonna be coming is gonna be mind-blowing. And if you ain't a person that was setting themselves up in preparation, you already done. You already missed out. Because the opportunities that are coming, the average person is not going to be able to play.
No, not at all. They can't play now.
America is turning into a renters nation. America is turning into a renters nation. They're predicting in the next 10 years, over 60% or more of the Americans will be renters. So your children that you are hoping to be able, that will be able to buy their own home, are going to be relying on you to set them up to be able to get their home. Because imagine how it's going to look like if you have no help and then you're looking to buy your home for the first time, young people in the next 10, 15 years from today.
It's over. Damn.
Yeah, that's tough. I was telling my girl, like, look, when our kids get older, bro, it's gonna be normal for rent to be like $3,000-$4,000. That's just the way it's looking. Like, it don't look like it's slowing down no time soon. Like, it's gonna be normal for rent to be $3,000-$4,000. You know what I'm saying? That is insane to think about. but I want to make sure my kids ain't got to deal with it.
If your parents made $30,000 in 1985, you'd have to make $90,000 per year to have the same purchasing power today. So I want you to think about that for a second. What felt like a solid middle-class salary 40 years ago now requires triple the income just to tread water. Look back. Your parents could buy a decent home for around $80,000. Fast forward to today, that same home is north of $400,000. College tuition, a few grand a year back then, now is tens of thousands of dollars annually. So even if your paycheck has grown, the treadmill is moving even faster. And that's why it feels like you're running harder but staying in the same place over and over again. The only way off that treadmill is to own assets, stocks, real estate, businesses that are going to outrun inflation. Otherwise, your wage alone will never keep pace.
See, I hope you picking up what they putting down, because they trying to show you how to get
More money, more money, more money.
Yeah, because you got to invest. We got to start investing. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. You have to put your money to work. I know you want to go out. You want to have a good time. I do too. You want to take that vacation. I want to take it too. But we got to sacrifice something to put ourselves in position for later. So we need to invest our money. We need to be very, frugal. You need to be very strategic. Look at the returns in the market every year. Look at the returns every 5 years, every 10 years. It makes sense for us to put our money there because that's where they put in their money. Come on now. Yeah, I know. You know what you need to do. You just don't want to, you know what I'm saying? You being stubborn, but I'm here to tell you, like, we gonna do it together. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
It's a clear sign of how badly the middle class in the United States is being hollowed out.
Do you know why the American middle class is at the worst it's ever been? It's not illegal immigrants or the most recent moral panic that conservative media is pushing out right now. It's also not because millennials and Gen Z are lazy or spending too much on avocado toast. This single graph should tell you everything you need to know about why the middle class is being gutted and failing. The short answer is unregulated corporate greed. The average CEO pay has gone up 1,000% since the 80s. And look at the typical worker pay. You can barely even see that line. It's increased about 10% adjusted for inflation. If you're making minimum wage or lower, it's worth less now than it's ever before. Minimum wage has effectively not increased since 80 years ago. Middle wage and lower wage earners have essentially not seen an increase in their pay since '79. Meanwhile, corporate profits have continued to rise. What we're seeing is an absolute failure to tax corporate profits and allow corporate greed to go absolutely unchecked in an unregulated capitalist system. Problems that exist in America's society today is not caused by the most recent moral panic you see on the news. It's from corporate greed.
I don't like how the audio wasn't singing with his voice, but we got the message. But nah, that's very interesting because they paint the picture as if giving us more money would hurt them, when in reality we know it wouldn't hurt y'all. Y'all just rather be greedy and keep as much money as y'all possibly can for yourselves. I understand. I get it. Y'all greedy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want nobody else to eat. Y'all don't want nobody else to have nice things. Y'all cool with us struggling as long as y'all get to do whatever y'all want. That's cool, because you're gonna have to answer to somebody one day. You know what I'm saying? So just remember how y'all treat people. You're gonna have to answer to somebody one day, man.
The middle class is disappearing fast, so here are 5 ways to fight back. Number 1, stop trading time for money. If you are a salaried employee or an hourly employee, the writing is on the wall for your future. Wealthy people own assets that make them money while they sleep. You can do this by starting a business, get into sales where you can grow and scale, or invest in stocks so you can get dividends and compound growth. Number 2, use debt strategically. If you are going to be cash flow positive or an asset appreciates, it is a good deal to use debt. Now you have to account for the downtimes, but if you can sustain good debt, it will build you long-term wealth. Number 3, optimize your taxes. If you are a W-2 employee, typically you pay whatever the government tells you that you have to. But if you're smart about it, you can have an LLC, business write-off, expenses, and use tax advantage accounts. So learn the tax code or hire somebody that knows it. Number 4, increase your income faster than your lifestyle. Don't immediately upgrade things that you don't need to. Make sure that you can sustain going to the next level and leave yourself a huge safety net before you do so. And number 5, think in decades, not years. failures. When you make an investment or are on a career path, make sure you take it in strides and use examples of benchmarks in the past to determine where you're going to go. Time is the one thing that we can all choose to spend. How we spend our time is the number one thing that determines our success or our failures. And with the American dream slipping away before our eyes, these things become even more important. Let me know what you think about the American dream as it is today, and follow me for more digestible finance.
I read this week that the middle class, just a decade ago, people that consider themselves middle class was something like 80% of the country. And 10 years later, about 54% of this country is considered middle class. And 40% are lower class or working class. And, what does that say about upward mobility in our economy? And so that's why jobs are so important, for people to contribute to society and get back and, make money, earn a living, put some food on the table for their families. Food has generally slowed down its price of inflation, but there's nothing more deflationary than when your income goes to zero.
I'm kind of confused on that one, right? For the simple fact that he's saying like, yo, we need to get back to work. If you watched my video the other day, we never stopped working, bro. What are we talking about? They talk as if like we literally stopped working. We never stopped working. I clock in Monday through Sunday sometimes. Most of the time, Monday through Saturday. Today, Friday. I gotta go to work in the morning. You feel me? Like, we never stopped working. So this whole idea that we need to get back to work. We never stopped working. We just don't get paid enough to really contribute the way that y'all feel we should be contributing to the economy. Well, if y'all want us to contribute so much, you might want to up our pay. And once you up our pay, don't also up the price of everything else, because then it's pointless. We back to square one. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? Like, let's get back to work. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't never stopped working. I've been working since I was, 15? I'm about to be 29 in a couple weeks. What are we talking about? I never stopped working. Like, what are we talking about?
Happening. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. There's no more middle class. There's three types of groups that are going to thrive. One, high-skilled workers. High-skilled workers are people that have a unique set of talents that are relevant to the future. That is blockchain, that is AI, coding, that is something to do with Web3. If you have a specific talent or skill that's relevant like that, you will make a killing if you execute right. The second type of people, the superstars. The superstars are the top 5% of every industry. I don't care if you're a realtor, I don't care if you're a comedian, the top 5% will make a killing. The worst thing you can be right now in the new economy is just like everybody else. Average and mediocre people will get destroyed. Number 3, the owners. People who have access to money and capital. Those with capital and those with access to capital really run the game. So if you really want to be the best, you got to have access, you got to have capital, or be the best at what you do.
That's some game right there. Okay, so what I'm taking from this whole thing, right? The middle class disappeared because the wages stopped increasing, or the wages haven't increased enough. Let me not say they haven't increased, because people technically make more now than they did back then, but we all know that it doesn't equal out to the same. Like, the purchasing power is nowhere near the same, right? So the rich, they keep getting richer though, but the middle class didn't follow up like this. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like middle class and the rich people used to be like, right, you know what I'm saying? It used to be like a nice size gap in between. You know what I mean? But now it's like the rich is like up here, and it's like the middle class is down here, where it's like, damn, now I don't really look like middle class no more. Ain't no middle, man. Ain't no middle. What y'all think? What y'all think? Is the middle class gone? Like, what's considered middle class now? I don't even know. Like, how much money do you have to make to be considered middle class? In a video, they said $175,000. We talking about $175,000 to be middle class? Man, I don't know. That's tough. That's tough. If that's the case, then the middle class is gone. The middle class is gone. The people making 175 and up, those are the high earners. Am I tripping? Like, how many people really making 175? Like, you know what I'm saying? You might have households making, 175. Shit, households not even making that, if I'm being honest. Just running the numbers in my head, you know what I'm saying? So let me know what y'all think. Comment, share the video. Watch another video. I got, Ahce Will gone.